Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen, is the Master Viewer back again with another review, and today we are doing it's kind of interesting. It is the first movie review that I'm doing that is based off of a viewer suggestion. However, there was a commenter that ended up commenting in one of my recent videos, and they said they recommended that I do a comparison between The Godfather and the Muppet movie. And so I'm not going to shout that commenter out yet. I'm going to, when I get to doing the comparison, I will shout out that commenter. But because I was thinking about how I should go about this, because if someone does end up like recommending me to do something which requires like multiple videos for it, I was thinking maybe I should give them a shout out for each video. But then I thought like that might feel a bit unfair to someone that just comments on one movie. So I'm just gonna give a shout out for like the one video that they suggest. So when I get to that video, I will be giving that person a shout out. So yeah, and someone else did also recommend like the Ice Age franchise. So that is going to be the next franchise that I end up rewatching. And for that one, I think if someone recommends like a whole franchise, like I think if someone ends up saying like, oh, review the MCU or the DC, I'm gonna probably give them a shout out on like the first movie I do, and then the rest of them, I don't think it feels kind of unfair. Like every single video, then I recommend I give a shout out to that person. So when I get to the video, when I do the comparison video, I will be giving that person a shout out, and when I rewatch the Ice Age movies, I will give a shout out to that person on the first video that I do. But anyway, so yeah, in preparation for that video, we are doing a review today for the Muppet movie, and this is not a rewatch actually, because I did watch a Muppet movie. It was many years ago, and I think it was one of the newer ones, the one with Jason Segel in it. So this is actually a first time watch for me, the Muppet movie. So I watched it, and now we are doing a review. And with all that out of the way, let us begin, starting off with the characters. So the plot. I'm trying to start these with the plot. It's just easier that way. So the plot of the movie is basically that you have Kermit the Frog. He is living in his little bayou, and then a Hollywood agent happens to pass by him, and he tells him about this audition going on in Hollywood for like that they're looking for a frog and stuff. And so Kermit he decides that he's going to go for it, and so he ends up going on a road trip where along the way he ends up meeing a lot of different Muppets, and then they eventually get to Hollywood. While along the way you have Doc Hopper, who is this businessman who is running a frog leg restaurant, and he wants Kermit to be his promoter, so he is kind of hunting him down at the same time. So the plot of the film is basically it's a road trip where like Kermit meets a bunch of Muppets on the way. That's basically the plot of the movie, and he is also evading someone trying to hunt him down. Anyway, so the plot of the film, it's pretty basic. It is definitely just a standard road trip movie, and so I will give it probably it's like plot / adventure, and so I'm going to give it a 6.5. I think it's good. It works, and it is definitely fun to see the different Muppets that they end up meeting along the way. And I'll use that to transition into the characters, which is the Muppets. Basically, you have Kermit the Frog, you have Miss Piggy, you have Fozzie the Bear, you have who else? Gonzo. You got a ton of different Muppets that you see here. Ralph the Dog. They're all great. I like all of them. There's no one that I dislike. They all got their own unique spin to them. They're all very nice to see. The puppetry work in this movie is just very nice to see. Fantastic. Jim Henson, one of the probably the most famous puppeteer I think of all time. He did Sesame Street. He did the Muppets. He obviously created them, and yeah, Big Bird actually, he does make a cameo in this, which is pretty funny. So the characters, I would definitely give I would say an 8 out of 10. I thought they were great. They are very fun to watch. Kermit especially is like this very likable protagonist that you like to watch, and so definitely 8 out of 10 for the characters. In terms of the setting, I think the settings were pretty much just like basic roads and stuff. Like there wasn't anything too special per se. There was a carnival, I guess. There was like Hollywood itself, but you don't really see too much of Hollywood. So the settings, there's like the bayou areas and stuff. There's nothing great, and so I don't know if it was like, I don't think it was bad though. Like there was nothing bad. It was like just basic open roads and stuff. So I'm just gonna give it a 5 out of 10 for the settings. Nothing, not good, but not bad either. In terms of the comedy, I actually really liked the comedy. It was I thought it was gonna be more like attuned to kids. I thought it was gonna be like they're gonna try to cater to kids and stuff. But they actually do have not adult jokes, but they do have jokes that like feel very clever. I'll say like they have some fourth wall break meta jokes where it's like you have the electric band. They end up receiving the script to the movie, so that it's like they say like, oh, we were able to find you because we just read the script to the movie and stuff. And so there was stuff like that which I find humorous and stuff. There was the heckler Muppets. I forgot their names, but they said like what they say. They said I like them. One said I like the movie so far, and it's like the other one says it hadn't started yet, and he says exactly. So that was good. It felt kind of like a spook movie. You had like Fozzie say like there's drinks on the house, and then everyone goes to the top of the house. So that was good. So definitely the comedy I actually did very much enjoy, and I would say it was I would give very good, honestly. 7.5. I would give the comedy. I think it was very good. In terms of the music, this was definitely I'm not sure if it was a musical, but it was listed as a musical, and it does have a decent amount of songs. And so I would say probably as a musical, I think the songs were, I'd give a 6 out of 10. I would say I think that they were above average, but probably like not good or anything. Probably the best song was the one where it's like they're on the road, like the road trip song, where it's like at the start you have Kermit and Fozzie singing it when they're in the car and they're just driving and stuff. And I like that song. That was good. Some of the other ones, they're kind of not very memorable per se. There was the one that was like Kermit sang in the bayou. There's the one at the end of the movie and stuff. It's all like meant to be like hopeful and stuff, very hopeful songs, but nothing like too great in my opinion. I like that. Once again, my favorite was the one that they sang in the car. So yeah, definitely 6 out of 10, I would say. In terms of the worst thing, probably just in my opinion, I didn't really like the whole Kermit Miss Piggy relationship. I felt like it didn't end up going anywhere. It's like they just love at first sight, but then eventually it's like they're together and stuff. But then Miss Piggy leaves, and then it's like Kermit's like heartbroken and stuff, and so he starts like I don't know, speaking about it with Ralph the dog, and then after that you have Kermit ends up he realizes that Miss Piggy got kidnapped, and then so then he goes to not save her, but then he walks out of the restaurant that he was at. By the way, Mel Brooks, he was the waiter at the restaurant, which I didn't realize. So Mel Brooks is in this movie, which was a nice surprise. I like Mel Brooks and his work. So then, yeah, you have Kermit, he walks out of the restaurant and then he ends up getting kidnapped and stuff. And so then Mel Brooks is about to fry his brains out and to like brainwash him and stuff. And then Miss Piggy, like she whips out a bunch of karate moves, saves the day, saves him. And then all of a sudden she just like leaves because I guess her agent said like that he found some work for her, so she leaves. And then that's just like where they cut the relationship short, and then they just pick her back up like a few minutes later in the next scene where it's like they find her on the road. So that felt weird, that whole relationship and stuff. So I didn't really like how that played out. So I'm gonna give it a I'm thinking between a 4 to a 4.5, and I'll be generous and give it a 4.5 only, just not good. But yeah, once again, just not good. In terms of the best thing though, I'll say just 8 out of 10 again for the characters. I thought that the characters were very fun to watch, very cool to see. Kermit probably I think at some point. I don't think I'm gonna, probably for the time being, I'm not gonna review the rest of the Muppet movies because there are a lot of them. Similar to like the James Bond movies, there are James Bond movies I didn't review from like the 1900s and stuff that I haven't gotten to because up until this point I only did the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. But at some point in the future I will review like the rest of the James Bond movies the same way I will review the rest of the Muppet movies at some point. Just not yet because there's a lot, and for now I'm just reviewing this one because someone, once again, a commenter, he or she wanted me to compare this to The Godfather, so I am, before I do comparison, I do have to do a review for any, just in general, if someone compare, if you recommend that I compare something, I need to first review that actual product before I can do the comparison. So I forgot what I was even saying, but anyway, so yeah, I think character's best thing. So here are some extra notes that I wrote down. He said Doc Hopper, the guy that was like hunting after Kermit, he said he would pay him $500 per year, and it took place in like 1979, I think it was, or like 1980. And I'm pretty sure that that's like not a great amount for, I'm pretty sure that's equivalent to like $2,000 today. So I don't think that would be like the best salary, just only $500 a year. But maybe frog expenses aren't that much, so who knows. What else? I mentioned that Big Bird made a cameo. That was very fun to see. He said he was going to like New York to pursue television, so we all know how that turned out. And let's see here. Some effects aren't great. Like they do have a one thing where it's like I think Fozzie ends up driving the car into like a billboard, and then suddenly the billboard, it like throws a pie at Hopper's car, and the effect, like where it showed like the pie getting thrown, it didn't look great. And so also like Miss Piggy fighting and stuff, it didn't seem that great. But once again, it's puppets, so but yeah, just throwing that out there. Some of the effects didn't look too good. I did like the scene where Kermit talks to himself. A lot of the Kermit scenes are pretty much anytime Kermit is doing something, it's interesting and fun to see. So there were some very good lines. I did like a lot of the lines in this movie. They the writers they did a good job with the script and stuff, and a lot of the lines I did end up liking. Like there was one where I forgot one of the Muppets, he like turns over to the side of the street, and he's like Kermit's like, you need to pull over, there's a cop, and he says easier done than said. So it's like there's stuff like that where it's like they do a lot of line reversals where it's like they take a line that people have heard before but they just reverse it and stuff, and for comedic purposes. So I did like that. And yeah, that is pretty much all the notes I have, so I'm going to do the calculations. So King Crimson. All right, so it ends up coming out to exactly a 6.5, which would be good, and I think I would maybe give it a bit higher. I think I would probably give it a I think between a 6.5 to a 7. I think that's good. I think it was between good and pretty good. I think that's where I would leave it. I don't think I would give a concrete 7 out of 10. did I say 6.5 to a 7? I'm pretty sure I said that. I think I may have said 6 to 7, 6.5 to 7.5. I'm not sure, but anyway, 6.5 to a 7. I don't think I would give it a concrete 7. I think between 6.5 to a 7. I think it is between good and pretty good, and that is the score I would give it. So, this is that was my review. And if you have any recommendations, any shows, movies, video game stories, anime, web series, anything that you want me to review or rank, or any comparisons, once again, I appreciate a lot of people have actually been leaving me a lot of stuff to do, and so I am thankfully starting to be able to get on it, and soon I will be giving shout outs for videos and stuff, so that is going to be good. So look forward to if you did so far, everyone that's recommended something, I am working on it as of the moment. Almost all of them. There's actually one that I haven't gotten to yet, but I appreciate the recommendations, much appreciated. And I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. So it's finally Monday, and I did say that I will finally, after Monday, I'm able to get back to releasing more reviews for shows and anime and stuff. So I think it might actually take a few more days, but in this week I should finally have some reviews for some shows and stuff. I'm getting back to a normal schedule. It's just this week I had like a lot of busy stuff that was going on. So any recommendations you have, leave it in the comments. And that is pretty much all there is to it. So let's leave it at that.